I'm here at the start of the series of orchards that have been planted and are being maintained by a community group. This one was just put in the winter, and we're in South Birmingham along one of the rivers. And I'm just going to go through this orchard and tell you what the trees are and a bit about them. So if I come up to this first tree, it's on the first one we come to on the right of the path. This one is an apple tree. It's on MM106 rootstock, and the variety is called May Queen. Now we're about the third week in April, and the leaves are just starting to come out, so it's a bit of a late starter. This one was raised in 1888 by Mr. Hayward of Worcester, and it's a sweet, fruity dessert apple with a crisp, juicy flesh. You can harvest it in October, and it stores for a long time till April, and apparently has a heavy crop, so we'll have to wait a couple of years for that, I think. We'll see. So that's that one. Then if we go back over to the other side of the path, the first one on the left, this one is a pear tree, so it's the only pear tree in the orchard, and it's called the Pitmaston Duchess. It's a really local variety to this area, and it was raised in 1841 in Pitmaston. It's a sweet yellow fruit. You can harvest from mid-September to mid-October, and it's in pollination group D. I'll just take you round to the next tree. So I'm just following round to the left. I'm going in a bit of a circle. So this is on the outside edge. This one is a plum tree. It's an early Laxton, and it's from 1916 by Laxtons of Bedford. It's a yellow dessert plum. You can harvest from mid to late July, and it's the earliest of all plums. So this is a really interesting one. You get some really early summer fruit there with that one. So fully in leaf there, and you can see it's a lot further on than the apple we saw back there. It's a bit later to start. So just going over to the next one. So this is close to the path on the other side now. And this one is a damson tree, so that's good. It's first mentioned in 1676, this one. It's known as the Shropshire prune. So this is the earliest one I can see on my list, I think. It's got a sweet flavour. You can harvest in September. We'll just have a closer look. So that's got lots and lots of branches, and that's come out into leaf now. Lots of mulch at the bottom there to keep the weeds down. So I'm just going to go over to this one. It's just over the other side of the path, and this is called the Pershaw Emblem. It's a plum tree, and that is now in leaf. So a lot of these, just being newly planted, they won't really blossom, or if they do, it's a good idea to nip that blossom out so that they can concentrate on the root and the leaf growth. Now if we go over here, this one's a very interesting tree. So just going back on myself into the middle of this side, and this is a sea buckthorn. So this is the male. We can see a little bit of growth on it already through there, but you'll get a better idea of what the growth looks like on the other sea buckthorn, which is over here next to the first apple tree that we looked at. So this is the female, and the great thing about these plants is that they're nitrogen fixing, so that's a really important element to have for an orchard. You can see the growth is quite small leaves there, so it's probably quite drought resistant, this one. And it has orange berries, and you can harvest them from mid-August through to mid-September. So another fairly early harvestable one. So this one's easy to spot. It's got the most green growth on it, and it's the tallest tree. And it's a apple tree with the variety name Jupiter. Now I'm just going to go to the other side of the orchard and go round in an anti-clockwise route. So this one's an apple tree. It's on MM106 rootstock, and it's called the Pitmaston pineapple. Now it was raised as early as 1785, and it's a late dessert russet apple. And the interesting thing about this one is that it has flavours of pineapple and honey. So that it's got to be an interesting one to try. Quite a small one there. So it'll be interesting to see that grow. It's in pollination group 4. So we'll go over to this tree. This one is this is another apple. It's on M25 rootstock and it's known as the Pitmaston russet. So it's been known since 1818. It's got a sweet nutty flesh, the apple. Fruit keeps until January and it's in pollination group 4. So you can see a lot of these trees are just starting to break their buds and grow their leaves. It's a good start to their growing journey. This is an apple tree. It's called Madresfield Court. It was first exhibited in 1915 and it's a mid-season dessert apple with a rich flavour. Harvest in September, you can store it till November. So it doesn't last very long. Okay, so that one. So just continuing around in an anti-clockwise way to the next one. This is a fig tree. When it was originally planted, just in the winter, put concrete slabs around its roots and then rubble in the bottom to really restrict its root growth, because they can really go wild and grow really, really big, these figs. That hasn't broken its bud yet, so still waiting for that to look like it's growing. Hopefully it's alright. And if we have a look at this one, this is a medlar, so it's the Senlac variety. So this is nearest the black bin for reference. You can see it's growing very nicely there. And if we go round away from that one to the last one, this one's an apple tree and it's on MM106 rootstock. It's called the Tupstones variety. It's first recorded in 1945. It's a dessert apple that's sweet. You can harvest it in late October, store till January. It can develop intense flavours if it's left on the tree. And there's the orchard. I hope you found that orchard tour useful. Let me know any comments you've got or any ideas for future videos.